People of the state of Michigan versus Dustin Shane Swoape, 1923161. Mr. Swoape is here today, appearing by video. Mr. Bush is his attorney, and Ms. Schmidt is his agent. He is on probation on a charge of operating while intoxicated, third offense, a felony punishable by up to 5 years. He was placed on probation on June 5th, 2020, and his agent filed a violation in July. It was held off until those charges could be resolved, and those charges have now been resolved. So, Mr. Bush, is your client ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
All right, Mr. Swoape, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now you understand you're on probation for a charge that's punishable by up to a maximum of 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and if I accept an admission to a probation violation, your probation could be revoked and you could be resentenced. It could be continued or it could be modified. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Anybody promise you anything to get you admit to the violation?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you?
No, sir.
You doing this of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it alleges in count 1 that you violated condition 3 that says you to make a truthful report to your agent monthly or as often as required. And on July 8th, you failed to report on your scheduled report day. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
Count 2 is an allegation that you violated condition 18, that you may not engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. And it says on July 14th, 2020, you did engage in assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. And then count 3 also says that you are not to violate any criminal law. And then on July 14th, you committed an assault upon Amber Swoape, which would be a domestic violence. So what happened there? How do you plead to those?
Guilty.
Okay. And you got into an altercation with Amber, is that correct?
Yes, I got into an altercation with my wife, and I took a plea bargain here for that.
Okay. Thank you. I find the pleas are made knowingly, understandingly, and voluntarily. Ms. Schmidt, what do you recommend?
Your Honor, Dustin Swoape was sentenced to probation on June 5th of 2020. By July 3rd, I was made aware that he was drinking and engaging in assaultive, abusive, threatening behavior towards a significant other. At that time, though, with the pandemic going on, he was not taken into custody. Following that, he did fail to report that police contact and failed to report on his scheduled report day. By the 14th, he was taken into custody for engaging in assaultive and abusive behavior towards a significant other. Also just want to mention that while in custody, I was just recently made aware that he was being charged for witness intimidation. So in all, he really hasn't taken advantage of probation or the opportunity that he had. Therefore, it is recommended that his probation be revoked and he be sentenced to 12 months jail with credit for 328 days.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bush?
Your Honor, I have no objection to that recommendation. Do we need to also take up the July 8th petition that was filed by the probation department just to clear up the record?
Oh, yeah, there was another one. Can you dismiss that one, Brandy, and then just go on the last one, or do you need something on that one too?
We can do that either way.
Okay, we'll just dismiss the earlier petition and plead to the one he pled to. Okay. All right, Mr. Swoape, the recommendation is for probation to be revoked and time served. What do you have to say?
There's just that I've been, in here incarceration for almost a year. I am schizophrenic bipolar, and I have finally received help for that through CMH, and I'm doing counseling in here as well. It just now started up on the counseling because of COVID, but
Gotcha.
Just,
So we got your other case set for sentencing in July. And so this one is the one that's you've been on for. So I'll agree with the agent. This probation is revoked, 12 months credit for 328, which is time served. And then we'll take care of the other case in July then, okay? All right, so you're been given 3 forms advising of what your rights on appeal are. I'd ask you to sign 1 copy acknowledging that you received them. If you wish to appeal, you need to fill the rest out, return to the court within 42 days. If there's any outstanding fines and costs owed on this case, Mr. Swoape, even though the probation is revoked, it's still owed, and we'll make attempts to collect that later, okay?
okay.
All right, that takes care of this case. Thank you, Mr. Swoape, and we'll see you in July for your most recent case.